Well, welcome to DE 101, and we're talking with Pamela Crawford. Now, I'd like to go back and think of those days when you're on your first flight and the flight attendant walks up and says, "Hey, would you like to come up and meet the captain?" And it was quite amazing, wasn't it? When you walked in, they opened the door and bang, there was a set of dials, there was all these bits and pieces, and the captain turned around and maybe shook your hand. Well, it's always important to see who's flying the plane, and at DE we have lots of different planes. We've got what's called the social media plane. Now, I'm kind of making that up a bit. What I'm really trying to say is meet the captain of social media. Her name's Pamela, and she heads up the social media division here at DE. If you were to work with DE, get your social media completed, marketed, trained, etc., then you'll probably meet Pamela. So Pamela, introduce yourself to the world, introduce yourself to potential clients. I guess in one instance, tell us how you think, what we would do if we worked with you.
Sure. I'd say the most important part of my role is to make sure that our clients love the outcomes that they get from all of our social media services. So to get this right, my first priority for our team is to understand what the business actually wants to achieve offline, even before they go onto social media. So social media strategy in itself is a great one, is locking in with a marketing plan that's already there and overarching everything that we're doing. So we would use social media to create images, video and conversations and advertising that tackle specific parts of a marketing plan.
So what does this plan look like? Is it an Excel spreadsheet? Is it a Word document? Is it some sort of, what is the client presented? When I hear strategy plans, what am I looking at?
Sure. So I'd say the first step in it is an audit. So it can be written, but all of our team actually like to talk to clients as well, because no matter what you ask from them on a written piece of paper, when we actually talk, and to more than one person as well, we can create a picture about where the strengths and weaknesses are of the business and what needs to actually be tackled first.
Yeah, beautiful. So a company would have a business plan and a marketing plan. If they didn't have that, you would almost sort of ask them probing questions to get a bit of a feel of that side of the business. And then from there, once you've spoken to them, then you put together this strategy. So does that keep everybody aligned? Is that something that says, I'll do this week, you'll do that next week? What is this strategy, and what's the importance of it?
Sure, it certainly has roles and responsibilities for what can be done at both ends. So if the client really wants us to just take care of it, then we would keep the roles and responsibility at the client end low to be able to help them enjoy that we're just taking care of it. However, if they really want to get involved and roll up their own sleeves and have a lot of stuff done in-house as well as what we bring to the table, then we can teach the client and a whole lot of team members at their end as well how to do certain parts of it, so that the end result's actually bigger and better than what any one person could do if they were just tackling it by themselves.
Sounds amazing. Okay, strategies developed. Where to from there? Is this weekly calls, monthly calls? Are we doing things via email? Just tell us, some of the things that you do to service the accounts.
Sure. I think the biggest thing is, again, custom to the client. Some of our clients love lots of contact and they like to be part of every decision and talk and just be kept up to date with what's going on. Other clients actually hate that because they enjoy just getting on with their core business. It's what they're good at. So again, it comes back to talking to clients. It's where do they sit in that spectrum, and then being able to provide the level of communication that is most makes the client really comfortable and happy that they know what's going on and can keep control, but also know that a professional team is actually going further than what they would.
Beautiful. And your ideal client, looking back, you've worked with lots of different brands, lots of different clients. In your ideal world, who are you working with? What do they look like? What are they trying to achieve in terms of their social media?
Sure. From a couple of different perspectives, an ideal client first and foremost would be a client who really understands what they're trying to do as a business. So if a client's really clear on not only what their product is, but who is the audience of the product, and if they understand how they're going about marketing that product even offline before we've even introduced social media, then social media comes into its own in that situation, because it can take up on what's being done elsewhere and exploit it and make everything better what they're doing. If, however, a client doesn't come to the table with that, we'll certainly do our best to try and draw some of that stuff out. So it doesn't mean that you're not a good client if you don't have that. It just means that it makes our job able to go as far as it can possibly go. Another good client to have is when you're actually really good at what you do too. So a lot of people have genuinely awesome products, and the real barrier is actually being able to tell that story to the world. So if I can really believe in the product of the client and can see that their points of difference are quite genuine and puts them above a lot of their competitors, telling that story online and bringing that to life, actually making it a visual thing that customers can actually see, that is pure pleasure.
This is sounding all fantastic. We talk about this customized approach, this platinum package. I guess, do you want to highlight some of the other standout things when it comes to this package?
Okay, sure. The key is understanding exactly where the business is so that we can work out which platform and which strategy on the platform is going to do the best to actually help solve the challenge that the business is facing. So there's a range of things that you might want to target, and one could be reputation itself, in which case you'd want to focus on a customer service and a reputation campaign that rights the balance that has gone wrong. However, other businesses might just not be known anywhere, so we can use all sorts of things on social media to help them just be known. We can run competitions that introduce them to new people. We can build apps, can certainly use Facebook advertising to get them in front of a massive audience, whether it's local or international. There's LinkedIn advertising for B2Bs. LinkedIn advertising can actually be used for all sorts of things. So we can grab this for this package and grab something else from another platform and put it together in a way that makes sense for the particular challenge that we're looking to solve.
Okay, Pamela, just amazing stuff. What a package. And at the same time, some of the clients want to take back some control. What they want strategy put in place, actions, tactics. They want, people to do the work for them. But then after a while, they kind of put up their hand and say, hey, we'd like to take some control back and do some of this in-house. What is your process in taking a client from that if they do request that?
Sure, that actually makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a really valid way to do social media, to get the professionals to come in and set it all up and create the strategy that links in with the marketing, communicate with you along the way. But then we've actually got a fantastic relationship with a sister company, and it's a company that's dedicated to training businesses who want to actually do social media themselves. So it's called the Australian Digital Marketing Institute, and it's only allowing industry professionals to be their trainers. So I actually have a hat there as well and developed some curriculum based on the actual social media strategies that we were implementing for clients. So I've developed a way of teaching any business, small or large, who wants to actually know how to do it themselves rather than pay somebody to come in and do it. And we custom that as well. So they're like group courses, but it can also be customized to one-on-one webinar training where the trainer is skilled in actually selecting, going through with the business, which areas of social media are most important to them, and then only delivering content in the areas that matter to the client. We've got a close relationship with them, obviously, so we can actually, if we know that that's where the client's going from the start, liaise with ADMI, that's the Digital Institute, so that there's a beautiful and seamless transition. So the way it's set up will have ADMI training in mind.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, Design Expert's mission is to help you navigate the digital world. And so shining the light using either ADMI or even myself, actually, Pamela, I also roll up my sleeves and do a bit of education, as you know, workshops face-to-face and also online. So at the end of the day, it's not all about smoke and mirrors here. It's about strategy. It's about setting up some stability, getting some ROI and some measurement in place. And then if you want, yes, we're more than happy to run you through the process of running it in-house. Pamela, second to none. Your knowledge and your wisdom and your transparency is a beautiful thing. So thanks for spending time today. And if clients do want to get in contact with you, they can get in contact with Design Experts, and we can put you in direct contact with Pamela. Thanks for joining us today. I will catch you offline.
Always a pleasure, Tim.
All right.